Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about the poor man's covered call. I know there's been a couple questions about what is the poor man's covered call and how it works. And so today in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how the poor man covered call works. Okay, so first, whenever you first start out, with the poor man's covered call, you want to essentially buy a leap option. Okay, so I've covered this in my video, my channel quite a few times, but a leap option is basically when you buy a call option that expires a year or more out. Okay, so I'm going to use Robinhood for this example. I'm going to go out to next year, so January 2023, and I'm going to go ahead and buy a call option in the money. Okay, so in the money just means that it is below the current share price. And the reason why it's in the money is because the stock would only have to move up a little bit for you to make a profit. Okay, so as you go further out above the share price, then the stock would have to move a lot. And even though the contract will get cheaper, it would take a lot more movement for you to start realizing a profit. Okay, so we're gonna go in the money, and so you can really choose your option. You can open it at 2022. We're using Neo as just as an example, so don't see this as you have to open up Neo, obviously. So just pick the stock that you want to choose to buy a leap option on, and choose your strike. And usually, what's really helpful too is just looking at the delta, some of the Greeks. The delta basically just tells you the probability of your bet essentially making money. It also tells you how much movement it would move in relation to a dollar. So if the stock moves up a dollar, then this option will move up about 82 cents. Okay, so theta tells you how quickly the decay is, and so just take a look at some of the other Greeks. It's usually very helpful. And so you would start out by buying a leap option. Okay, so in this case, if I were to buy Neo leaps, I would probably buy it at the $20 mark because the stock would only have to move up 8%, and I would essentially start realizing a profit. Okay, so and the contract I would pay for is about $1,285. Okay, so after you buy the call option, okay, so after you have the leap, once you own that, you can essentially have the same control as you would have, if you purchase 100 shares of the stock. Okay, so buying a leap option is the equivalent of owning 100 shares. Okay, you essentially control 100 shares. Okay, so and once you have that, that's really important to being able to sell a poor man's covered call, because whenever you sell a call, you have to have 100 shares. Okay, so if your call gets called away, okay, you would be forced to sell the 100 shares of whatever you sold the call on. Okay, so the reason why this is great is because instead of buying out 100 shares right now, a Neo, which you would pay about $3,000. If you bought a leap option, it would be less than half of the cost. Okay, so and depending on which leap option you buy, it could even be a third or even less than that. So you're paying a fraction of what you would normally pay for to own the same power as 100 shares. Okay. Now I did want to just point out the downside real quick because a lot of people don't point this out on their YouTube channels. The downside to paying for a fractional cost of 100 shares is in the case the stock doesn't move up by 9%, 15%, 7%, depending on whatever the break even price is. If it doesn't move up within a year, then you lose your entire premium. Of course, you can sell before that, but you basically lose more money. Okay, so whereas if you own shares, you can hold it on to 3, 4 years, and if the stock pops up in 2 years, then you're still going to make a profit. Okay, so that's the difference between option investing and just regular share investing. Okay, so now that you have 100 shares using the leap option, what you can do is you can start to sell call options. Okay, so call options, I would probably set it for shorter expiration dates. Okay, so You can go a month out, 2 months out, 3 months out, even 6 months out, or even a year out, and the premium would change. Okay, so now when you go to the sell call on side of things, okay, you want to go out of the money. Okay, so essentially what you're saying is, okay, if the stock goes up to a certain price, I'm willing to sell my shares or my leap option uh, at that price and also gain a premium. Okay, so let's say I set my expiration to January 14th, 2022, which is about, well, I'll set it out for a month out. Okay, so January 2022. And, let's say I'm willing to sell NEO at $34. Okay, so NEO would pop up $34. And, if NEO pops up $34, I would sell my leap option and I would gain a premium of $100, $103 by selling that premium, by selling that contract. Okay, so um, and so you can do that for 1 month. You can do that for 3 months. Let me show you. Okay, so if I were to do the March option, okay, so that would increase my premium. Okay, and you can really just adjust it yourself. See how much premium you want to try and collect. But essentially, what this does is it allows you to make income off of your leap option throughout the year. Okay, so let's say if you sold the call options right now for $35, you collect $200 every month, or sorry, every 3 months, right? If you do that for a year, you would basically almost pay back your entire leap option. Okay, so let's say you never get called away, and you continue to collect $200. Originally, depending on how much you paid for a leap option, you could essentially almost pay back your leap option. Okay, so that's basically how the poor man's covered call works. Instead of it's allowing you to sell covered calls for if the stock moves up, you would collect premium and you would eventually be forced to sell if it hits the strike price. But instead of buying 100 shares, you would simply just buy a leap option. Okay, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. One quick thing is I'll show you what it looks like on option strat. Option strat always helps as a great visualizer. So I would go into option strat. I'm going to do covered call, and I'm going to set my expiration date to whichever date you want to set at, and it just shows you how much money you would make essentially if the stock goes up to $35. And on top of that, it adds in the premium that you already collected. So it's a great visualizer for anyone wanting to sell covered calls or sell the poor man's covered call. Okay, if you like this kind of content, make sure you like this button. Make sure you like this video, smash that like button, comment below if you have any questions, subscribe, and until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video.